Australian. Yeah. Sweet. Blake, firstly, have you got an update on Cam for us?
Cam's an Achilles rupture, so he'll continue to see the surgeon, most likely have surgery, and then, as I said yesterday, it's always difficult putting timeframes on Cameron because he's such a committed competitor and such a professional. But as he undertakes his rehabilitation after the surgery, we'll be able to keep people updated as to when we expect him back on the field. At the moment, our first priority is making sure that him and Miranda are okay.
So do you have a date for surgery yet?
No, not yet.
How is he, Blake?
Yeah.
He's had a rotten run with injury.
He has had a rotten run with injury, Cameron. So he's, like anyone in this situation, a bit disappointed. But one of the great things about Cameron is he's very resilient. He's a leader. He loves the sport, so he'll be already focusing on how quickly he can get back on the field and helping his teammates.
And of course, Trelly, what's the upshot with?
Yeah, so Latrell had a scan last night, so there's a slight hamstring strain there. So I think he should be back in up to 8 weeks' time. So again, we'll work with Latrell. It's very early days. He'll start that rehabilitation process, and hopefully he'll be on the field sooner than that. But again, we'll just have to take the next days and weeks as they come, and hopefully we'll get him on the field sooner rather than later.
It's a shame because everything we read and saw over the summer, he looked in terrific condition. He looked like he was primed for a big year. Just a setback like this, the last thing he...
Yeah, Latrell couldn't have done anything more to prepare himself. Wayne and I were only remarking, watching him move and train last Friday, how good he looked and how fit he looked, and his movement was probably the best we've seen from him at the club. So we're all getting very excited, but this is just one setback, and this happens in professional sport and happens at clubs. So the sooner that we can get him back on the field, I'm sure everything that he's done since August last year will stand him in really good stead to get back on the field sooner rather than later.
I know you're a CEO, not a sports scientist, but he has had a run of hamstring injuries now. Is it linked? Is he more prone now to redoing hamstrings?
You're right, I am a CEO, not a sports scientist, so and certainly a long way away from any medical qualification at any time in my life. But look, I think everyone who knows sport knows that hamstrings or those sorts of soft tissue injuries can lead to recurrences later on, but certainly it's been 4 years almost since Latrell's last hamstring injury, so we don't think there's any relationship.
Do you know which one?
Yesterday was his right, so yeah, that was the same injury that occurred, or same hamstring as 2022.
But Achilles, which?
I can't remember which one. Sorry, no, I can't recall which Achilles it was. So
8 weeks, still a significant amount of time. How's Latrell's mental state?
I think, again, like Cam and like any player who suffers an injury, particularly this time of year when they're desperate to get on the field and they've done all the hard work through what is a gruelling pre-season for players, they want to get on the field and play. So, in fact, there's probably nothing more disappointing than missing your first game. So he's disappointed, but again, his attention will turn pretty quickly, knowing the ferocious competitor Latrell is, to how quickly can I get back on the field and what are the things I've got to tick off before I can get there.
Two big players for this club. How have their teammates reacted?
I think, again, one of the things about professional sport is people move on pretty quickly, and one of the things about our club is there's certainly a next man up attitude here. It's a great opportunity for guys like Jai Gray and Tallis Duncan, who I think started to show us last year that they're not only NRL players, they're very good NRL players, and they'll get some more time now to establish themselves in the NRL squad and in the NRL team. And I know from my point of view, I can't wait to see more of them. Both of them re-signed with the club for long-term deals in the last 6 months, so we can't wait to see Jai and Tallis get out there again.
Just the 8 weeks, that must be like grade 2 or something.
Yeah, I don't, again,
Yeah.
Not a sports scientist, not a doctor, so don't know exactly what the grading is. And again, with these things, the first scan tells you something, and then once they start the rehabilitation process and rescan, you tend to get a bit more accuracy around when the players can come back to play.
Who do you envisage captaining the club now, Blake? Cam's gone and Latrell's going to miss the first 6 rounds.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll be up to Wayne and the senior leadership group. One of the great things about this club is we've got some fantastic senior leaders, Jai Arrow, Jack Whiten, Cody Walker, Campbell Graham. So all of those guys will be in the frame, but we'll leave it up to Wayne to make that call.